Welcome back, everybody. We got the final war of the season. We're up against PBT, and looking at the bands, we have APOC, CGR, and Herc band, as well as Kingpin and Doom blacklisted for the season. So we're kind of in a must-win situation for this war. So let's get into it. So first up, I'm on path 5-6 this war. So I got off path 5 in section 2, but I have this King Groot, and I've taken it with Omega Sentinel before, and I was going to, and I actually switched my masteries quite a bit this war. Before I even took fights, like I had 3 suicides on, then I took them off. I did a bunch of testing. King Groot used to be bugged to where his regen buff was up. All hits would regen like Conduit. And when I was looking back at my Omega Sentinel versus King Groot fight, I just played it back real slowly, and I saw that it no longer was doing that. Now, Captain America has all physical hits, so I can just parry heavy with the wags. And basically the only worry is that regen that he gets from time to time if I'm going to outdamage it. So, at the start of this fight, I'm not hitting too hard on some of my heavies, but it's okay. I am definitely hitting hard enough to outdamage that regen. You can see I'm not even a minute in, and he's already at under 60%. So I'm like, okay. And the plan here is not to SP2 because that is an energy hit. So I am going to go to an SP3. So I'm gonna get the protection down right here, and then launch my. I wanted to get a parry there, another kinetic charge, and I did. So I'm at 5. I'm gonna throw this special 3, and I am science boosted, so I'm gonna get some power back, but in reality I really don't need it. The goal was just to get another special 3, but I'm gonna parry and then just combo to kill him, so that went well. Next fight I have this Mordo using a Wags pre-fight to be able to parry, and the plan here, I'm taking this guy a bunch of times now, and I'm just gonna have my heal block on, and then I'm going to basically just spam SB1s and take him down. So you see I have all my boosts running. I have excuse me, I have an indestructible boost and an SP3 boost that I put on just in case things go south. This is a very important war for us, so we have to win, so I'm just not taking any chances. And I've got this down pretty good. All I'm going to do is basically spam my SB1, get the heal block on him, and that's going to get the Fury up. It is going to trigger Conduit for him, but if I heal block him, then it doesn't really matter. So the plan is just to do whatever damage I can while I have that Fury and the protections down, and try to basically play around his power gain if I can. He has heavy unstoppable, so I'm not going to counter that. And at this point, throw my SP1, get that Fury up. But at this point, he starts getting a little passive, or I'm just timing the power gain. I can't really control that too much, but basically my Fury and the power gain went hand in hand, so I didn't do much damage in that cycle. I'm like, okay, fine. And when the Fury goes away, my heal block goes away, which is fine because the Conduit goes away, so I'm not too worried about that. I didn't have suicides on for this fight. I took them off again because I figured that the Fury will give me enough damage, and I'm about over a minute in and he's under 50%, so I'm like, okay, I'm not doing bad on time. I just need to kind of get this going and just kind of cycle in another Fury, and he throws a special 1 here. I'm not going to heavy him because I don't want to switch my modes and lose my heal block and have to heavy him a few more times. Now I blocked that SB1. I know it's going to do degen through the block, but if I'm not feeling it, I don't want to get stunned with it or whatever else he does, so I'm just going to block it. I can just heal back, heal up after the fight, and it's perfectly fine. So he throws a special 1, and I'm going to throw my special 1 after I heal block. He's going to have a Conduit debuff. Throws that, I take it into the block. I'm at the end point right here, and I'm like, alright. And I end the fight, so that went well. Next up, I have America Chavez. My indestructible boost, I see this still running from that Mordo fight into this, which is perfect. I like having an indestructible boost versus her because if she gets weird with her heavies, then I can just tank an SB2. And of course she starts with a heavy to out of nowhere starts with a heavy, so that's always great to see from Chavez. I freaking hate her. So anytime I get to smoke her, I'm just extremely happy. So the plan is just to parry heavy. I'm not so much worried about the prowess and blocking her special ones. They don't do that much damage, and Cap is a beast and can plant some of it. So at this point, I just want to line up my SP2 with the protection and hopefully 4 or more kinetic charges, and I should do enough to get her down. Here I was looking to bait this, and I should have just thrown my special 2 there, but I threw heavy because I was just a little unsure if it was my Fury or the protection Fury. But she comes back in here and at me, and I SP2 intercept. So now I'm on path 6 with Kitty versus Omega Sentinel, and I have suicides on, or recoil on, for these next 2 fights because I want to make sure that the bishop goes down as quickly as possible. So here, looking back on this, I was unsure why her specials were unblockable, but what I should have done is baited a heavy and landed my cowardice, and then she would have never gotten 3 or more prowess. But because I did, per the node, her specials stay unblockable until all prowess is removed. So I can't actually get rid of that last prowess. So I'm just kind of dealing with it, which is I didn't realize at the time, but her SB1 through the block would have definitely hurt. So that goes down smoothly. I still think I would have survived had she thrown that, just because Omega Sentinel is a beast. And here it said disorient on parry, and if you block any specials, he gains prowess. So the plan here is basically to 5-hit combo at start, but end with a light, and then just 4-hit combo and hold block.
Yeah, so I can parry as much as I want because Omega Sentinel is immune to ability accuracy reduction by mutants, and her armor ups really kind of make her tanky, so I'm not really worried about losing some block proficiency with the disorients. And so here I'm just going to 4-hit combo. I have an indestructible boost on. I don't want him to throw an SP2. I was just gonna tank the SP3. I'll be at an SP3 by that point, and then I can just basically finish him off. Here he throws an SP2 right in after a combo, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. He has 3 prowess. It actually works out better because now I have more time to do damage, and then build him back up to a special 3. So looking back on it, that's probably what I'll do again if I have to face this bishop again. But he went down just fine. I am running recoil, but I don't think I'm running max recoil. It's just because I did so many master swaps and it wasn't really needed to put I think I'm missing 2 points in the poison, but that's fine. I take off recoil, and now I have Rintra on the shared 4.56 mini. This is Mighty Charge, Ebb and Flow, Intercept, and the one where you get armor broken if you don't attack. And that actually kind of works out because you get some willpower healing here. So I've taken this Rintra before with Cap, and the plan basically is just kind of to block all the SB1s, not get cornered, don't corner him, and just heavy. I have a White Magneto pre-fight so I can parry at will, and just try to line up the intercept with either my SB3 or my SB2. I've crit like over 140 on my SB2 version before, and then I've crit like noodles versus it. So it's just a matter of what I can get. So as this fight's going on, I'm like, okay, I think this is a high sig Rintra because he's really gaining a lot of power from when I dex. So what I want to do basically is I want to get a dex after he after the neutralize falls off, and then bait out the special so he doesn't keep power gaining. But just slow and steady. There's about a minute down and he's about 70%. So at this point I'm like, okay, I'm just I'm trying to line up the intercept and trying to get things going. I am getting pushed into my corner, but I'm keeping his mystical charges down, which is essentially good. So just kind of trying to push him back and see what we can do. And at this point, I'm just, you know, baiting out SB1s and trying to get some damage in. I am getting into my corner. I'm at an SB3. I'm like, oh, he's not really going for his intercepts, and I don't have a lot of room to do a backdraft before he's at an SB1. So I tell myself that if I do get into the corner, I'm just going to throw my special 3, just because I don't want his craziness to happen. So I throw this and just kind of reset the fight. It's about halfway through the fight and he's at 50%. So now it's just kind of like, okay, it's just a matter of time. I'm not doing horrible on time. At this point, I'm not. I would be close, but I wouldn't time out. So just kind of reset. If I get one intercept and get some major damage in, I'm in really good shape. So here we go. I get a parry heavy. I have 5 kinetic charges. I just need to get an intercept. I'm doing some heavies to see how much damage that does. The halfway point is at 40%. I'm like, all right, here we go. I get intercepted off of that, which isn't ideal. So he's at 37%. I'm like, all right, this is looking pretty good, getting close, but I just need one intercept, and I get it there, and I'm like, all right, perfect. I throw my SB3. I do have my science boost on, so I am going to get quite a bit of power after this, but he's at 4%, and the fight is essentially over. Just want to dex that, parry heavy, and it's done. And that was my war. I did end up talking to my battle group about taking this Mangog on 51 Conflictor. I've done it a bunch of other times, but without a tech or a cosmic on my team, so I don't have to worry about a debuff. But I do have a tech, so the Petrify will stick. I have a White Magneto pre-fight. So the plan here is basically to parry, get that Petrify, and then parry again, because the Petrify is going to help with Conflictor moving forward. So I have 2 now, and I'm going to alternate my medium light mediums with the heavy attack. So, and just bait out his SB2, because he's going to throw that, and I'd rather him throw that than the SB1, so he doesn't have all this craziness happen. And there I miss a parry, and I glance most of the hits, and my Indestructible eats 2 of the hits, so got kind of lucky there. I'm at 4 kinetic charges. I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw my SB2, and it does like nothing. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, oh man, this is either gonna be a long fight or what. So I'm thinking, should I go to SB3? Should I not? But now I'm getting pushed into the corner, and I have to be aware of Conflictor. And he throws his SB2, thank God. And now I'm back to medium, light, medium, and heavy. I'm gonna try the SB2 again. And again, hits like a noodle. So I'm like, all right, I just need to chip him down. It's hitting like a noodle, but he is under 50%, and I'm not even at the halfway point. So I just kind of need to reset, get this SB2 going, get him to throw it, and he does, and perfect. I'm at 5 kinetic charges. I'm gonna throw. I should have heavied right there. And that ends it. So with nice big crit. So that was my war. That was War 12. We did end up losing this war, unfortunately. Shout out to the MVPs, Andrew, Clown, and B McG. It was a rough season for us, and I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but hopefully we get Masters. And these are my stats. I went 77-0. I had my first deathless season ever in Masters. My streak's at 86, and I used Omega Sentinel a ton. Professor X and White Magneto were used about the same. Captain America coming in third, and I sprinkled the Torch, Guardian Hood, and Iron Doom for one fight. But that's it for Season 38, and looking forward to new Global, a new Attacker Global, and see what happens next season.